Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Dfree, and here today we're taking a look at the information that we have data mined for what is coming out soon on Dragon Ball Legends, including a new raid versus Vegeta, I believe. We also have the Rising Battle returning with another new character, this time not a red character, by the way. I believe the first one, not a red character, or that's not a red character, excuse me. We have some returning events, and yeah, a new LF. So I said, just for the record, I'm going to throw this out there. I said it when Future Gohan came out. If you go back and watch my video, you didn't have to watch it, to be honest. You just read the title. I said, hey, we're getting monthly LFs. Because we have been since since like UI came out, which he's back, by the way, if you're hype about that. We've been getting monthly LFs, and it seems like that's a new trend that they have established in the game. We've always been able to discern what they're trying to do based on trends, even somewhat leading up to character releases and stuff like that. They set very, very, very visible trends, and the newest trend, according to LFs, is the fact that they are on a monthly basis. So keep that in mind. If you want to pull these LFs, there's going to just come a time, I'm guessing, where down the road, there are just going to be so many in circulation, and they're going to put a lot of them on banners at one time, and it's just going to happen. Like if you look at what happened with Dokkan and LRs versus when they were new versus now, how things are, obviously Dokkan puts way more on banners, but still they're just in circulation. You just pull random ones at random points now. So that's kind of just how I think LFs are going to go in a couple of years. But again, keep that in mind. They're just going to be in circulation. So this is a look at the banner, right? We're going to take a look at the three characters and kind of go over them. Anyways, today's video like goal is going to be 1,000. Be sure to listen all the way through so we can get through all the details for all the characters. And let me know what you guys think about the LFs thing. Like, I know that like a lot of people are going to be upset about it. I am not happy about it, for the record. If they're going to do this, I would love for them to up the rates, etc. We all know this, and they know that we know these things, and we want these things. So hopefully they decide to go ahead and follow through with some of that. So there's some new equips in here in circulation. Honestly, I didn't pull it up, so I'm not even going to bother wasting time with that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Let's take a look at Buuhan here. So free-to-play character, powerful opponent, regen, absorption, all that fun stuff. Take a look at level 5,000, and he goes actually to 7+, I believe. I believe he goes all the way to 7+. So there's, I mean, he's a freaking Rising Battle character, so why wouldn't he? But there was a banner for it. Aim for 7+. Yeah, he goes all the way to 14-star. So the stats at 14-star are as follows. He is a range type character, so we're looking mainly at the blast attack here. So health is at 2.3, 215, blast attack's 239. Okay, these are respectable stats for a free character. Let's actually kind of compare him to another free character that came out semi-recently in the Red Vegeta, who also I believe was a range character as well. Red Vegeta here, 14, 5,000. Very comparable numbers, I can already see. Yeah, very comparable numbers. Okay, not bad, not bad. Actually, Vegeta's got some higher offensive numbers here, but it's all right. Let's go back over to Buu here and take a look at what he can do. So, gradually restore its own health each timer count for 40 counts, okay. Changes strikes to blasts, okay. Plus 50% to next blast card damage and plus 50% to next special move, okay. It reminds me of Yellow EX Broly doing some of the similar things with the blast card and special move damage buffs, like the one-time thing. 5 counts are needed to do this. This is very good early combo. If he has like anything here that restores ki, actually he does, I can already see it. That might be a really good combo extender. Applies the following effects itself every time this character uses a strike or blast. He restores his ki by 10. Red Frieza, right? I think that's Red Frieza. Anyways, plus 15% of blast damage inflicted up to 150. You have to use 10 blasts, or 10 strikes or blasts. So basically just get a couple combos going. But up to 150. It is cancelable though. Now the thing is, if it gets cancelable, you can if they cancel, you can rebuild it, but like that'll take forever. Also, when he uses a strike or blast, he randomly draws one new card, activates 3 times. This is random, it could be a green or a blue. But still, combo extension on this dude seems to be pretty awesome. If he gets blasts or strikes with that, his combos can be pretty long. Applies following effects itself from the battles. Start for 50 counts. For the first 50 counts of the battle, 60% damage plus 40% to key recovery and nullifies attribute downgrades. He already seems like he's better than the Blue Buu tanks. Just going to throw that out there. Blue Buu tanks was one of the more unimpressive releases. Deals major slice damage plus 40% to blast damage inflicted for 10 counts upon activation. Okay. Green card is a barrier. Okay. It's going to be the same as the green Buu's barrier, because why not? Knocks back enemy to long range if they're up close, restores ki by 30, and plus 25% of blast damage. He holds 1 and 1. He's a purple-blue. Oh, of course, because we needed more blue-purple support. Already one of the most toxic teams in the game, Blue-Purple Saiyans. This dude will he's not going to be a fighter for that team. He'll just be on the bench with double attack buffs, because we totally needed that. So, okay. I don't even care what he does anymore. The Z ability is the best thing in his kit based on the current climate of the game. In all seriousness, though, his teams, the Z ability is going to hamper him on some of his team choices, but I've always been an advocate of like having 5 Z abilities or even 4 not being that huge of an issue. He's not going to get much play. I don't know. I keep thinking he's blue because Kid Boo's blue, but he'll actually get maybe some decent play on powerful opponent because there's not really many purple units here. I guess it just kind of depends on what you're going for. Obviously, like first form Frieza's here, 21 recently had a resurgence. There's options here, but he might get some play here. He's not bad. He's definitely not bad. I actually enjoy his build. So let's take a look at Kid Buu. So Kid Buu, regen, a powerful opponent, range type character as well. So him being blue, just gonna throw out there, him being blue is not good at all. That's probably the worst possible color for him. It's not bad for regen in particular, but it's gonna be very hard for him to be better than her. Just gonna throw that out there because of the base stats Zenkais have. It's just gonna be really tough. This is the main issue with Zenkais. Not even the fact they pick up more uniques and stuff. The main issue is they're freaking astronomically high stats coupled with the freaking Zenkai ability buffing the stats even further. And she's a phenomenal unit, so it's going to be hard for him to usurp her on the team, let alone like some of the other blue fighters. Not as troublesome there. They needed a blue before she came out, but powerful opponent. We look at blue; they have like blue Broly, things like that. They have some more powerful options on this team. So let's see what he can do, man. I'm not going to sell him short first. Let's see what he can do though. So we're going to take a look at the stats. I'm just going to normalize him to 1 pull. So okay, yeah, really high stats for a 2-star character. 209,000 blast attack. Very high stats for a 2-star character. But again, not comparable at all to Zenkai's. I mean, you're looking at like 60k differences at least. Anyways, so main ability, draws the Ultimate Arts card, Destruction Blaster next, restores own health by 40% and ki by 30. Okay. Seals enemy strikes. Oh, I was going to build a strike sealing team video, and now I apparently need to wait. The sealed arts can't be used for 5 counts. That's really interesting. Being able to do it on a whim like that, whenever you want, with your main ability is really insane utility. Also cancels their buffs as well, just cause. Okay. Plus 25% of damage inflicted against Saiyans or regen characters. Can't be canceled. Applies the falling effects itself when the battle starts as well. Plus 90% to damage inflicted. Reduces damage received by 30 and nullifies abnormal conditions. These are non-cancelables alongside the extra damage versus Saiyans and regen. Saiyan buff specifically is going to be incredibly good for forever. So there's that. But again, also nullifies abnormal conditions, going to be huge for him going forward. The following effects occur every 4 timer counts when this character is on the battlefield. And we start off with restoring ki by the... he just passively restores ki every 4 counts? Okay. Restores, inflicts enemy with the downgrade plus 20% of damage received as well. He also passively inflicts debuffs. That's really interesting, just for being out there. Now, this is kind of going to function, if you're on like a combo, this is going to have like a delayed effect, similar to like yellow Super Saiyan 1 Goku from the Broly movie, where one thing I always kind of was like, with him was like the delayed onset key gain that he had after like 4 or 5 counts or whatever. It's going to function kind of like that. It could come in clutch though, but just passively getting it. But the passive debuffs are just going to be ridiculous. Applies the following effects to self when this character evades an attack with a vanishing step. Randomly draws 1 new card when you have 3 or fewer, and plus 50% to his recovery. So this isn't an automatic 50% gain, it's to the recovery speed. So he's going to restore it 50% faster. You still have to, avoid getting hit after you use your vanish. That's why I always like this when it's inverted. They use this version of it very often. They don't do the inverted one where it's when the enemy evades you, because you'd be in a position of priority very often with that. This is automatically, in most cases, not as good, but I'll take it, right? So gauge recovery going to be nice. If you get a combo going, I will say if you get a combo going off of this after you vanish, if you get a perfect vanish, this is where this is really good. If you get perfect vanishes, that's a whole different thing. If you get a perfect vanish and then throw a combo, which you'll be able to do with the card draw and then key here, he is going to be able to, in that combo with full key, or full vanish gauge, he'll be able to vanish again. The following effects occur when an enemy switches when this character is on the battlefield. He draws a green card next 1 time, inflicts all enemies with a sub count up downgrade, so basically 2 counts. So they have to wait another couple counts, even if they didn't have any counts in the first place. Inflicts all enemies with the attribute downgrade minus 20% to health restoration. It's essentially like a no switch for 2 counts, basically. So that's a really good effect. Whenever they throw those on characters, it's always good. So minus 3 to own Blast Arts cost for 15 counts when he uses the blast. That's interesting. His blast reduces the blast card cost, and it's a stacking thing. He has a teachable Kamehameha, randomly applies one of the 3 effects on activation, plus 15. They're all the same. No, 1 to 3. Gotcha. 1 to 3, not 1 or 3. 1, 2, 3. He can get up to 40. This is like very reminiscent of what his green card on the other Kid Buu. Anyways, I get it now. Up to 45% damage inflicted. That's pretty nuts, actually, if you get all 3. So his green card restores health by 15%, restores own vanishing gauge by 60%, activates 4 times. Now, this is different. This is not the recovery speed. This is a literal forcing the bar, the vanishing bar, to restore by a set amount. So he's going to, again, after a combo, if you have a green card waiting, he's going to be at a full gauge. He can do that 4 times. And he also restores health. Plus 30% of damage inflicted for 15 counts. Increases card draw speed as well. And yeah, see, like if he gets this green card, which he gets here 1 time, it's pretty crazy he gets it 1 time. But if he gets that green card, man, and he gets a combo going, he's going to be able to do pretty much whatever he wants because the key gain, the card draw, if he vanished, he'll get a couple cards probably. He might even draw the green card off of a vanish, right? Cancels his downgrades. He's going to be interesting, bro. He might be a little better on paper, but I don't know. We need to see him in action, but he's going to be interesting. The following effects occur on activation of the ultimate. This is an LF, by the way. Plus 50% ultimate damage and nullifies endurance, blast armor, pretty generic stuff nowadays. Sustained blast damage up debuff, blast attack and defense for regen, and powerful opponent. And another 15% of strike attack for regen characters. Okay. Double attack for regen, and then blast defense for regen and powerful opponent as well. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Last but not least is Vegeta. So he's a support type. Oh yeah, he's totally gonna. They're totally doing the thing where they like do the EX Whis release and try to make him buff up the LF Beerus. They're doing that right here. Watch. They're gonna try to make this dude buff LF SS3, and then LF SS3 is gonna get a Zenkai in like a month. Watch. I'm calling it right now. This dude's gonna be nuts. He's gonna be a must-have. All right, let's see what he does. I'll normalize him to 1 pull as well, just because. Pretty good stats here. Okay, let's look at 6-star, because that's where I'm probably going to try to get him. Again, support types don't really have... They have their stats are kind of middling across the board. If you get them to 14, because you're Goresh, yeah, those numbers get pretty good. But still, underwhelming stats in some regards, just because, again, he's a support type, so they're kind of normalized. But let's see what he can do. Restores allies' health by 25%. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors as well. By the way, restoring party health is pretty nuts. Just going to throw that out there. Anytime, just 25%. Cool. Nullifies own unfavorable element factors. And then inflicts all enemies with the attribute downgrade minus 50% to health restoration for 60 counts. Going to be really good versus regen a lot. A lot. It's a very high crit number. I haven't been keeping track of the crit numbers, by the way, but 5123 seems abnormally high. Is that high? Like Kid Buu's is at 3938. It seems like his crit number is really high. 1380. Like, yeah, like it looks like he's gonna do a lot of critical hits. It's not a stat I keep track of, but it looks like it's really high. Anyways, reduces damage received from regen or powerful opponent characters. Okay. Oh, I didn't even catch this part. Shortens allies sub count by 5. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Cool. Reduces damage received from regen or powerful opponent by 20%. Can't be canceled. He's going to be built like a defender, it looks like. Applies the following effects to allies when he is switched out. Restores health by 10%. Okay. Restores ki by 50. Ugh. And then plus 30% of damage. My god. Restores health is crazy already because he heals like up like 55% cumulative already just from what I've seen. Ki by 50, and that number is so high. Plus 30% of damage as well, and nullifies Goku's attribute downgrades for 10 counts. Goku characters, any Goku in the game. That's good. Shortens ally Saiyan or Vegeta family subcounts by 1 every time when hit with an enemy strike or blast card. Oh, because Vegeta family needed more of those. They have a lot of characters that do this already. They definitely needed more of those, pun intended. All right, so that's cool. But it's good for Saiyans, really good for Saiyans. They don't have a lot of that. So anytime he's hit with a strike or blast, he's going to shorten his ally subcount so he can get out of there. Reduces enemies' ki by 50 when changing cover. Oh, that's dope. Applies the following effects itself when he enters the battlefield, plus 60% of damage. And then he also has a cutting effect here of 30%. I actually really like the 50 ki just because it's such a high number. When you cover in, it's most likely going to end the combo. It's such a high number, right? Increases damage inflicted according to the number of counts elapsed for the character up to 60. All right, so after you leave him up there for 6 counts, he gets 60% damage, and then the effect does reset at switch. See, he's a character that's built kind of like all around, right? All around, and very good supporting effects. Inflicts enemy attribute downgrade -1 to their card draw speed level with a dynamic throw. That is a teachable move as well. plus 20% damage inflicted by allies with a green card, destroys all of your own cards and randomly draws 4 new ones. And then on top of that, though, cancels own downgrades as well. Key recovery up with the strikes and blasts. Looks like he's double defense. Saiyans, Vegeta family, yeah, double defense. He's actually kind of polarizing, man. He's not a character you're going to use and say, oh my god, look at the damage output, right? Also, he's yellow because LF Goku's green. Like, he's probably definitively that Goku's best partner to run with because of the key gain, the damage gain. He's not as dramatically built for that Goku as like Whis was for Beerus once upon a time, but this dude kind of does everything you want out of any character. Like, and not just for that Goku specifically. This is, I mean, aside from what, Vados and like maybe a couple Zenkai characters, or like mainly specifically like one, I'm thinking of Beerus. I'm not going to look at this list super long, but he's got to be like a top 3 or so support character in the game overall. And for a very common team and in Saiyans, they could have very easily made him just built for like Vegeta family, for example. But he'll be able to run and do these things for any Saiyan core in the game. He is now, if we look at Saiyans, he's in that new role that, or in that role that like Kid Goku was optimizing for Saiyans for quite a while, as that character that you lead with and you sub out and just get so much value, right? No matter what team you're running, he's going to be incredibly good. Like, I have a lot more things that I can say about this dude that might wind up being more game impactful than like Kid Buu, for example, and also by extension, I guess this dude too, because I mean, he's a free character, but the Vegeta seems like he might be the sleeper candidate for this just because he's a Saiyan and he does so many things. But I will say we need to see him in action because this type of kit is good, definitely reading it, right? But is he going to be able to tank a couple of hits from Zenkai characters? Is that health gain going to be the differentiating factor alongside the key recovery, or excuse me, reduction? And the support is he going to offer? Like, is that going to be what makes him really, really relevant in the game? I think so, man. And aside from looking at him from more of a Saiyan general look, if we look at Vegeta family didn't necessarily need that because they get so much value out of this dude still, even though he's not really a support type, he's a range type. His supporting effects were always really impactful for that team and kept him very meta relevant for a very long time. But again, he's their best yellow aside from, I guess, the Zenkai character. I almost didn't see him there. But if you don't have him, he's their best yellow, and he fits into what they do. Look at his art. It's so small. He fits into what they do anyway. Like, Vegeta family has always been a team that's done this passive buff increase, things like that, passive sub count down, things of that nature that are really good across the board. So I'm actually really impressed with the Vegeta the most, as you can tell. So I'm obviously going to try to pull Kid Buu. That art is tremendous, by the way. It looks really lifelike. I love it. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. Have an awesome day, and I'll be seeing all of you in the next one.